All right. Good evening, everyone. I'll be your caster for this evening, Dark Knight, for this Division A. And I put Division A West. This Division A playoff matchup versus 9 to 5 and Smoke. At this point, we're already in the lobby, but to catch you up on bans and such, make sure we're in the correct screen there. We had Smoke ban Dragonshire and Braxis, 9 to 5 ban Sky Temple and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Smoke banning, or so I should say, selecting map and taking us to towers. Just making sure, as usual, my my famous last second pickup. I can't remember the last time I actually picked up a match and was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this match later this week. I think that my last few matches have been last second. But anyways, with that, we're already starting with the draft. Right away, we do have a Dahaka ban from the side of 9 to 5. I imagine it's 9 to 5. It could just be 9-5 or 9-5. That's followed up by Orpheus ban. I'm not 100% familiar with these teams, and usually I do try to get some homework done. But like I said, my famous last second cast. That's followed up with a Garrosh ban and a Johanna ban. And right away, you do see Junkrat and Blaze being picked up. I think for the most part, we've seen both of those heroes highly contested across all divisions. And we do see Evala and the Lost Vikings right away, so I'm a big fan of this. The Lost Vikings, I imagine Eric's gonna go the invisibility talent. Will be parked near the bush where the offlaner has to rotate. And Eric's job likely will be just to slow down that rotation. And overall be annoying. I myself one time had to deal with that situation, and it can be annoying, but there's ways to go around it. We do have a Falstad ban followed up with an Anduin ban. history on this matchup. That's followed up with a Brightwing and Diablo. So Blaze will indeed be the offlaner. You say that because we did have at least a couple matches, I believe, these playoffs that we've seen a main tank Blaze. We have an Anub and a Ming pick. And there's Genji. So imagine Genji's full-time job a lot of the times will be just to be hunting. He's pesky TLV. We do see from the regular season that 9-5 did win 2-0. But with that, we'll get going to game number 1.
The battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin. Go forth and claim the altars in my name. The Raven Lord demands it. Doomed to the Gravekeeper. The altars have risen. Activate them now. Slain. Again.
Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, my mic was muted. But at least you got to see the match. Probably a better experience with my mic off. But now, unfortunately, quality of the stream will go down. We do have Smoke able to secure another altar, and overall, I was saying while muted that Blaze was doing a good job of keeping up Soak versus Vikings, and along with Genji being able to shark around and get the Viking kills. So I guess I'll call out the level 10s again. We did have Bunker, X-Strike, Riptire, Blink Heal, and Lightning Fire. I'll say Lightning Breath. We do have another of the Vikings going down. With Play Again, High Five, Rain of Vengeance, Cocoon, and Disintegrate. So overall, we've seen that now there is a slight XP lead, even with Vikings now dying quite a few times, right? We have about 2.5 deaths from Vikings. And obviously those start adding up, right? All those indeed are XP. We do see 95 invading. Blaze getting some value to tap with those sappers. Now we have the Ultra at the bottom with both teams posturing themselves, with Brighton still mid, trying to deal with that Viking. It does go down, but it looks like they're going to be trading that for an altar. And again, that's the value of Vikings, even though, again, Smoke has done a pretty good job of dealing with Vikings overall. But as I mentioned at the start of the cast when I was muted, technically Vikings, you could Vikings are coming in to get in the fight, and Junkrat getting really low. With the members of Smoke retreating, we do have Riptire coming out, and it's going to be interesting to see that level 20 upgrade of Riptire, right? If Vikings are there, that's going to be just instant resets. So Vikings are going to have to be, or Mike I should say, would have to be very careful when Riptire comes out. If everybody's stacked, that's going to be just instant resets. We do have Smoke take an opportunity of that 2-for-1, or 2 for none, I should say, and get and invade and get 9-5's sappers. We do have Diablo trying to go in and going under the tower, but will be booped back by Lucio. Will be going down at the cost of souls. And Junkrat being annoying as ever. We do have obviously Diablo back. Again, Vikings not able to keep up with the Blaze. And Genji having to use X-Strike to get out. Brightwing then following with Diablo, and again a 2-for-none. Blaze trying to get that channel, but with Vikings stalling. Now we really see again that value of Vikings, with very likely, I think Blaze probably should be able to interrupt this a bit. Between Blaze and Junkrat, if you're in the right spot, very annoying. But also one of those situations where you want to be careful, because technically the longer this is stalled, the better it is for 9-5. Even if 9-5 gives this up and they're able to get that soak in all lanes, we do have one of the Vikings go down. Eric. And there goes that Riptire. With Diablo charging on. Looks like likely we'll be going down. The Vikings still getting that using play again. And Blaze will likely see this or smell this, yeah. And Blaze actually very good against Vikings if they're all stacked up, obviously being able to stun all of them. The noob does get booped by the Junkrat, but able to get away. Lightning Breath is used. Junkrat did go trap build. Blade's able to secure that top. Now it looks like we're gonna try and see. Oh, Vala gets charged. X strike is used. The members of 9 to 5 rather low, with Cocoon used right away. Trying to get some value. We do have the top fort go down. The next, we do have a 2 altar. Right, we're trying to get the channel, but a noob stepping up to try to get the interrupt. Looks like bottom is being, or was being channeled. The trap from Junkrat able to stop it. Now everybody's getting bunched up in that choke point. Not where you want to be. Blaze with a 3 hero stun. And Vala getting very low, does go down. A noob trying to get away, getting body blocked. It looks like Olaf was trying to be sneaky, but gets found out. With that, we do have Vikings trying to get a stall, but probably will be at the cost of. We did have the bottom altar being used. A noob does go down with Lightning Breath from Diablo. With level 20 now picked up by both teams, we do have checkpoint reached. Mixing Fire, Farflight Quiver, the Traitor King, and Tal Rasha's Elements. With that, we also have that Fortified Bunker, Living Weapon, Cannonball, Fairy Protector, and Lord of Terror. Now with 2 of the forts down, 9 to 5 trying to get control of the top one, while Smoke did pick up the bottom sappers, and now they're gonna have actually 6 of them, which would put them down to 5 if these all go through. But obviously 9 to 5 moving down to prevent that from happening. Lucio gets stunned by the Blaze, and here comes the resets. Oh no, we didn't go resets. I mean, I figured he would have gone resets, because if with Vikings, that's just gonna be reset city. Here we guys, Vikings going in, trying to get some kills on any team. We have 2 Vikings going down. The last Viking, it would have checkpoint reach being used by Vikings. But a noob also went down, and I guess I understand why. Did go the Traitor King. A noob, a strong tank, but rather squishy compared to some other things like Diablo. You have now Vikings trying to get some of that soak. Are we looking for that level 23 power spike, right? But now we do have it 2 altar phase, and with that, my timer went off.
Take the altars and put an
We have
end
right wing
to
channeling the bottom with Vikings and everybody else is left trying to stall the middle. Genji able to take down a couple of the Vikings, and that then secures game number 1 for Smoke. So, again, I forget if I was muted or not. I was trying to provide some feedback on what was the matchup during the regular season. It looks like 9 to 5 actually won 2-0. Got a domination over Smoke, but now in the playoffs, Smoke able to pick up game number 1. We did have Junkrat and Genji having the top damage. And the healing Lucio did quite a bit. Right, we kind of behind, but obviously challenging to out heal all the damage. Not surprisingly, we do have Vikings with top XP, but Blaze and Junkrat combined able to help keep up that soak. And I did mention earlier that although I've seen Vikings being used on this map, it's rather challenging. I think it's been mixed results. Obviously, Vikings a lot more effective in these larger maps where, you know, it's a lot more difficult for a Genji to rotate between 3 lanes as easily. For example, on Cursed Hollow and Garden of Terror. So Vikings had a difficult time getting as much value as you would think on these larger maps. Look at the talents. For the most part, everything looks fine. I think, yeah, the Trader King usually would go for Rewind here. But Anub having a difficult time staying alive with all that damage coming out. As I mentioned before, I was hoping for the Junkrat upgrade of Riptire. And I felt like, you know, obviously they won. It worked out. But when you have a lot of bodies with Vikings, that's just very much a lot of resets. And then with that, looks like we're going to be going on to our next lobby. Looks like we're going to be going to Infernal Shrines. Picked up by oh, it was picked up by Smoke. Correctly put it. There you go. So overall, I did like the Vikings pick. It's just Smoked did a very good job of kind of preventing the power of Vikings. There was a point during the middle of the match that we did see slight XP lead, and then obviously the couple altars came up, able to get a couple of them. But I think overall, Smoke did a very good job of not falling into that trap of, you know, feeling like they need to take advantage of that, you know, not having a Viking or etc. And then, you know, rotating down the offlaner that leaves the Vikings to get more soak. update my prediction. Now we can set up the second one. Oh no, I don't want that.
Infernal shrines.
Now we're moving on to game number 2. You see the Hawker band right away. Again, thanks for letting me know about my mic being muted. But I had to sneeze, and then I muted my mic physically, and then I grabbed a drink of water, and then I completely forgot that I muted it. And usually I put my mic so that when it's muted, the light's blinking, and I can see it blinking, but I think I kind of moved it to the side when I sneezed, and then I kind of left it there and didn't see the blink. Well, like I said, the quality of the stream was probably a lot better at that point. We do have Haka and Junkrat being banned out. Not surprising. Junkrat, obviously, as I mentioned before, highly contested and can be very annoying with Johanda and then Orphea being banned. We do have Lucio being picked up, so looks like 9 to 5 priming Lucio. Instantly, we see Blaze. Blaze last time very effective in keeping up that soak against Vikings, and also many times actually being able to get some picks on the Vikings along with Genji. We do have Tychus Sin also picked up by Smoke, followed by 9 to 5 now, picking up Diablo. And Sonya. We do see Ming now being banned. Followed up with a Anduin. I believe that was the same ban as last time. The 95 had versus Smoke.
Ready for action.
This time around, we do see Muradin being picked up.
So it begins.
All with Deckard. Looking a very beefy lineup. Side of Smoke.
I stand ready.
You have Vala picked up again. Other side of 95. With their final pick, they have Leoric. I was about to say that earlier. I was like, I wonder if they're going to be going double bruiser. I think that's been something that you've seen more common across. Likely, at least I know that in division like C and B, I didn't see as much of A, but I know in C and B, definitely a lot of double bruiser, triple bruiser lineups. I did say that Smoke had a beefy lineup, and we do have a Thrall, so technically a double tank bruiser, right? Plays listed as a tank, but obviously playing that off-laner role. So very beefy lineups for both teams. Do like that. But with that, we move on to game number 2.
The battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To arms!
And I did it again. Okay, I'm not gonna mute my mic anymore. I am done muting my mic. This time I caught it though. It also doesn't help that I'm wearing my glasses and my blinking light is right on the corner where the glasses of my frames are. And the quality of the stream goes down again. We do have the Blaze getting overpowered, now getting stuck with everybody, but able to get away. Actually, I thought Blaze was going to be in big trouble. Muradin able to Rift Toss out. With Thrall getting able to get a fourth person. Oh, and followed with the Deckard Brood and Smoke. What looked like a very bad spot for Blaze and potentially was going to go down actually turned out to be a very good turnaround. However, 9to5 was able to secure that first Punisher, and it's a frozen Punisher, so one that you would have loved to have your team push with. And for the side of Smoke, you're very much happy that it happened this early in the game. You were able to fully defend it, only getting about half of one tower, some damage to the other. And if I look like they're trying to get Taika is trying to dash out, but looks like it's gonna not be able to get away. Very good rotation on the part of 9to5. Now Lucian's probably gonna try to boop Deckard, and I think 9to5 realizing they have to be a little bit more of the aggressors. Especially with Leo, Sonya, and Diablo, we definitely want to be able to get on top. We have to do level 10s both being picked up. I was mentioning earlier, as I was muted, as usual. I was wondering if Leo was going to be going in Tomb or not, but we do have Leo going in Tomb, followed up with the Wrath of the Berserker. We're not going to be having Leap. Followed up with Strafe, High Five, and Apocalypse. On the side of Smoke, we have Bunker Drop, Sundering, Commandeer Odin, Stay a While and Listen. Oh, in the middle of that, we have an Engage. Lucio instantly popped. And Avatars, we did see a couple ults being used there. Diablo, I thought Diablo got out, but actually not free with, looks like Leo using Entomb to try to peel for the Diablo. Blaze this time having a little more difficult time on the off lane. Sonya able to hold her own a little bit more than a TLV. We do have both teams picking up their bruiser camps with the next shrine at the bottom. So these two are just gonna likely cancel themselves out, or in theory should. We do have an engage in the middle before the objective. Lucio getting very low. Does go down with an Entomb, follow up by Leo. Stay a while. Able to slow down the engage and then follow, paying the price. Now again, a 2 for none and quite a bit of ults from smoke used there, but looks like 9 to 5 are just going to opt to push, get value up there somewhere else, I should say. I guess I do and don't agree with this, but I mean, it's better to just try to get value somewhere we can. We do have smoke recognizing that right away, stealing 9 to 5 siege camp. Now with Sonya and the rest moving down. Fortunately, it's not an arcane Punisher, but with Odin being popped, well, actually, this is going down a lot faster than I thought. I guess we do have a Vala. Entomb being used on Muradin, but able to dwarf toss out. Right away, the members of 9 to 5 taking that bottom siege camp. You have Leo going auto attack, which makes sense versus this comp, but walks into that bush where a couple members of smoke were present. Muradin does get flipped around. Papa's avatar Leo does go down with sail while being used. Now Diablo in danger. Muradin opens, but this bottom fort likely going down, so you're not very much safe. Vala in a bad spot. It does go down, but at the top we did have Blaze going down. It looks like kind of surprised. I thought maybe they would try to push that, but recognizing that Sonya's by themselves, and oh no, Sonya. But with Wrath, very difficult for them to keep Sonya or CC Sonya for a very long time. We do have Leo back up, trying to put some pressure on Muradin, but 9 to 5 opting to step back. And that's the thing. Sonya will be very annoying. Leo instantly melted by Tychus, and Sonya spinning to winning in the middle of 4 members of smoke, but now opting to step back for a little bit. But yeah, I'll say if you're Sonya with Wrath, you don't want to stop spinning. Muradin, or that's Thrall, I should say, overpowered and pushed back with Lucia now being pushed back, and now a third member of 9 to 5 going down with Leo and Diablo had souls reset. Oh no, was slow but got away. Also, that whole time, Smoke had the 16 advantage. I mean, we do see Smoke fully in control. If you're 9 to 5, you're likely playing for that level 20 Entomb, but so far with no, I say, well, there's some structure damage. Oh, we have Diablo getting engaged on with Entomb on. Oh. Oh, Tychus does go down with Sonya. Deckard able to stun the engage, or was that Muradin? Leo is rather low, but Blaze in a bad spot, able to get away, at least for the moment. Sonya's still in the middle, and Deckard and Muradin do go down. So ultimately, a very good engage there for the side of 9 to 5. You're needing something to get back in this match. Help close that XP lead. This is gonna be likely an arcane, I believe. Not the one we had yet. Well, and at least you'll pick up the booster camp with to try to get some counter push top. Smoke does get their own, but now if you are Smoke, you gotta be careful. If Leo's there, that jump can lead to an entomb. I did mention earlier that likely the key for 9 to 5 is just to get rid of that Tychus. We do have Entomb on the bottom with 2 members of Smoke getting called out. Thrall and Decker King going down. Sonya getting targeted by the fort but able to survive. And again, spin. Leo backing up to help clear that bottom camp that's getting pressure. With the Punisher going down, Sonya's a little bit low. Blaze trying to get an engage there. Use his bunker. Odin being used will dissuade a further push on the part of 95. Now, but with that, that's exactly what they needed. Almost about a level down. Now they're able to actually be about half a level up. With that, I imagine it's going to be, yep, we do have Buried Alive. Ignore Pain, Siphon, or Death Siphon, Mixing Fire, and Hell Gate. 20's now also picked up. Or not yet, I should say. That way they had 20 as well. But now if you're Smoke, kind of on your heels. Sonya going in through the flank, going to the backside, and then 2 misses. Unfortunate for 9 to 5. Obviously, 9 to 5 trying to press their advantage. We do have Staywell and Listen getting 4 members of 9 to 5 with Sunder followed up. Hell, Apocalypse being used, followed with Sonya, but we do have Sonya very low, does go down. Blaze with very little HP, able to survive for the moment at least. We did have Lucio go down as well, but at the cost of Muradin and Tychus. So we do have a 2 for 2 with 20s picked up. We have 45 Bunker, World Breaker. Can do this all day. Bottomless Flask, and then Rewind. Not surprisingly, with Blaze sending out the Leo, but Leo using Entomb, which I missed for the moment. But ultimately, Vala goes down as well, and available. So very good on the part of Smoke. Turned a rather even trade into now a favorable one. But we do have
another shrine will be ready soon.
2 catapults building up here. Some damage did happen to that top keep. Although we do have this objective now be bottom. If Smoke is able to secure this, very good value. And right away they're on top of that with members of 9 to 5 are a little bit slow to get there. Already securing about 20 with Odin being used. Okay, here comes Entomb. Oh, no, no, no. Thrall and Vala both back. Thrall looking for the flank. I imagine it's going to pop World Breaker here to try to split the team. Diablo engages on the Tychus. Not able to get the Tychus, but does get the Deckard Cain. And Deckard Cain, so low, but does go down. All the while, Murden hacking away at the back line. Diablo re-engages on the Tychus. Sonya chasing Blaze, but able to get out. So far, only one. Remember, Blaze does get engaged by the Diablo. Murden able to get out, and during that time, actually, 9to5 able to secure the objective. So we do have a 2-for-1 ultimately. Looks like this one is a... And this is a frozen Punisher. So if you're 9to5, this is what you want to see at the very end. And Tomb missing there, but able to still, or at least Diablo used the wall. We didn't have another 2-for-1, so now, or a 1-for-1, I should say. So if you're Smoke, you're now in a very difficult position with Blaze coming out, and I guess this is where having Big Rib Button is very nice. And I gotta say, if you're Tychus, you don't want to be there. It doesn't look like I guess without Lucio it would have been difficult to push forward, but I think with Sonya and Vala, you could do some damage there, but safer play, it's just to back out. But 9to5, also during that time, able to secure the top with the minion wave, I believe. So 9to5 able to flip the match around. And Blaze caught out using Entomb with a follow from Diablo, and with that, Blaze does go down. We had a 4-person stay a while and listen. But definitely, if you're 9to5, you're just trying to press this and looking for the potential to end this. We have Diablo charge in. Use the combo on Thrall, but Thrall trying to get away, not able to get down, but it looks like Diablo actually will be going down. And that's a Soul's reset. Vala using that Death Siphon. And that's, although World Breaker can be valuable, I've seen now a couple times where the terrain from World Breaker actually could have kind of put Smoke in a bad position. With technically now 9to5 in a better position, they do have, you know, clear paths to the core. We're in a spot where the next fight can potentially lead to the end of the match. We have Murden in a bad spot. The recognizing that Murden's not there. Now trying to engage on the team. Bunker used instantly with World Breaker, and Tomb right on top of that. It's a very good play by Blaze, popping that bunker. And we do have Sonya and Leo go down. Now Diablo in a very bad spot. Without souls, like not what you want. Walking around, likely just trying to stall. If you're Diablo, I'm like, I don't think you get away, right? Oh, Hellgate. But Tyke is not able to help with the chase, having to go back to respawn. And and Diablo actually got away. That's actually, at least for now, very good part on, oh, Diablo's trying to re-engage on that Deckard, but without much DPS. Oh no. Now Diablo has to be careful. Tychus might be coming back. No, they're not. We do have Vala go down. Was trying to do the objective, but Blaze and Thrall were there. This is a situation if you are... Oh no. Thrall again in the... Oh no, that's Leo. In a kind of bad spot. Oh, and then now that World Breaker actually gets some very good value there. Serving as a kind of entomb, making it impossible for the members of 9 to 5 to get away. And just like that, you have Sonya. Looks like Sonya's just gonna try to get some pressure. I mean, I can agree with this. There's not much you can do there. Being able to just push that. Imagine, yeah, Blaze is already back. Sonya is still staying there. That forces... Oh no, they're not. They're not going to back up. I mean... Sonya could do some damage to that. Kind of tough. Yeah, if you're Blaze, you just don't want to be there to give Sonya more health. With that, we do have the core at 77%. While we do have an engage, Thrall does go down. The Punisher does jump at Lucio. Lucio getting very low. Sonya gets interrupted by, I believe, the stun from Murden. And Sonya able to take out Blaze. And we do have Sonya on core. And the members... Murden trying to get back. But I don't think Murden's going to be able... No. Yeah, it's like, oh, you have to... If you can spin... Oh, no. And it's 9%. Oh... The Punisher does bring 9 to 5's core to 6-7, but with that, only Murden's up, and that I just imagine 9 to 5 is just gonna run at core. Not much well, I guess with Blaze and Thrall almost getting here, if you just don't want to get entombed. Vala's not there, so 9 to 5 does not have the best siege, but you don't want to die. We do have World Breaker being used, and right away, Leo getting deleted rather quickly with Thrall. But this, I did not see the Thrall. With the Thrall go... Yeah, it did go to the percent damage, so even Leo can't survive that. And so now we've seen both teams with very good opportunities to end, but Sonya almost able to take or solo the core. I'm surprised that no one else from Smoke. It looked like Thrall was Arthing, but then canceled it, opting to stay. I mean, it's a Wrath Sonya, and usually Blaze does very good against Sonya, but that's a very tough matchup. Now we're at the spot of, next death or two, pretty much likely means end of match. We do have Murdered in the bush checking out that Diablo. Sonya trying to keep that pressure up. We do have the engage in the Entomb on the Murden, but able to pop Avatar, but will be going down. Sonya spinning does take out the Deckard, but we do have unlimited pots, so if you're members of Smoke, you just want to fight under those pots to get potentially... But with that, unfortunately, a very good engage.
Red team dominated.
We do have an ace. And with that, 9 to 5 going back to finish off that last 9%, and with a very good comeback. 9 to 5, able to take game number 2. So very good job on the part of 9 to 5. For most of that match, Smoke was able to dominate it. I'm pretty sure if you I checked the score and it was like 3 to 13. And it looked like Smoke was on pace to just kind of take game number 2, but that top engage later at the match and being able to secure that top Punisher gave 9 to 5 that window they needed. That top Punisher marching on all the way to the top keep, getting some damage. But ultimately, at the end, Sonya, I would say the MVP. I don't think, did Sonya get the top damage? No, actually it was Tychus and Thrall. So Tychus and Thrall actually got the top damage, but it just seemed like it was very difficult for both teams to kind of take that Sonya out. I mean, they did have interrupts, but Wrath, obviously, Sonya was able to kind of sustain beyond that. We had both healers doing very well. And actually a very high death count matchup. We have 25 to 28. I think it's very rare that you see this many deaths. As far as the soak, we do have Sonya and Leo. We're able to out soak the members of Smoke. Taking a quick look at the talents while we wait for the next match. Because I will say I guess it wouldn't have made a big difference. I will say that a decision not to get or send Thrall back or someone else back to help with Sonya, maybe ultimately didn't cost them the match, because obviously that last engage was favorable for 9 to 5, and then they were able to just march to core, but that almost led to we're now in the I selected the accept button. It looks like Smoke picked the map, and we're going to be going to Volskaya, from what I'm told. The favorite map of everybody. So we had Smoke has been picking the map each time, winning the first one against On Towers, but 9 to 5 able to pick up game number 2 to tie it 1-1. Again, this being a best of 5 series, looks we're at least going to be going to a game number 4 at worst. But with that, actually, I'm going to take a quick little bio break. So I put up a note, my other screen at the bottom, that reads, unmute mic. Because now I did that twice now. I normally don't do that, and I already did it twice. I guess that goes to show that this indeed was a last second cast for myself. Looks like everybody's readying up. Oh yeah, I need to do the prediction. With that, we are going to be going now into the draft. For game number 3 on Volskaya. Maybe I should just not mute my mic ever. Then I don't have to worry about that. By the way, we do have an instant Dehaka ban, so we have seen now consistently, right? This is now 3 matches in a row that we see Dehaka being banned. Although I don't think this is the best of Dehakas, and then that's followed up with the 3rd straight Orphea ban, so it looks obviously some collective bans. We do now see Junkrat being banned. Obviously, that game number 1. Junkrat was very annoying and very effective for side of smoke. We see a Zul'jin ban, so obviously it looks like there was some scouting done there. Maybe from a previous matchup. Which means that Johanna went through. Now we do have a Johanna. I think this season Johanna was not banned as much as in previous seasons. I think people finally realized it. That one particular patch about a year and a half ago where Johanna was super OP. Obviously she got nerfed. Still very solid tank, but wasn't overwhelming. We've seen a lot more Johannas go through this season. But that we did have Li Ming and Blaze, so Smoke prioritizing the Blaze there. And then we have Lucio and Vala picked up again, so Lucio and Vala being consistent picks all 3 matches now. Or 95. Now we have Leo being banned out, and I think Smoke is suspecting that 95 might be trying to do another Vala hyper carry with a double bruiser, especially on this map. I would imagine would have a lot of value having one off laner, one lane, one on the other, then able to meet up for objectives if necessary. If you decide to do the objective. And ATC coming out with a Stukov. Okay. Stukov surprised not picked more often. Very oppressive healer. But this is a good map. Play that Stukov. Although ETC rather squishy. See what the final two picks. And we do have a Varian and a Tassiter. Interesting. I imagine this is not a taunt variant, right? This is Is this gonna be a Windblades? We do see Thrall coming out again, and so we do see the double bruiser. Or double tank, technically. This is going to be an orb build mean game, right? Right. Alright, with that, catching game number 3. So this time I didn't mute my mic. Trick me once, or fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. But not 3 times. Alright, let's get game number 3 started. We do have Mark on the Tassiter, Ferret again on the Lucio, Zombie on the Vala, Mike on the Varian, FF Uwu on the Johanna, on the side of Smoke, Renji on the Thrall, Chrome H on ETC, MJH on Li Ming, XX Lunatic, XX on Stukov, and Baby Will on that Blaze. So I imagine it looks, we do see overpower, so that doesn't mean it's not going to be one of the other specs. Typically you don't see that with either of the DPS specs, so are they going taunt? Could be interesting. I guess with Tassiter and Vala, you have plenty of DPS. Although you're going to suffer a little bit in the offlane. We do have Blaze with Adrenaline. Thrall taking that percent damage, Rolling Thunder again. Did, I think, second most damage, right, with that last matchup. He did go Block Party, which I guess against the Vala, and potentially a Twin Blades. Could be good. Vala again went Fire at Will. Both teams picking up their turrets. So obviously this is a map where you see a lot of different strategies being used. One of them being, obviously, you objectives up, you channel it, and you get the robot that does no damage. Or you can ignore the objective while the other team channels it, and you push. I think in NGS we've seen both of those being employed, where teams will ignore the objective and just push. I think there was a matchup where both teams just ignored the objective the whole time and both just pushed. It isn't really until level 20-ish that the Trigloff Protector actually starts doing damage, so the scaling is kind of rough early on. And we do have a taunt variant. And Sukov getting called out, trying to get a silence, but does go down. Followed with the Vala trade. And then Thrall does go down as well. I was about to say we do have an auto attack Catheter, so ETC does get taunted. And will be going down, so we did have what, 3, right? 3 for 1 there. Obviously this early on. A rather quick. So I guess what they're gonna try to do is just have Varian run at a target, taunt it, Johanna follow up with Blessed Shield, and then, you know, Tassadar and Vala. Oh, I would say, are they gonna try to fight for this? Leeming not able to connect on that. 9-5 able to get the support camp. So at least early on, until maybe Raw is able to get a little bit more power. I would say the key would be Sukov being, yeah, exactly, being able to stop those engages with the silence. Thrall caught out in a bad place. Does go down. ETC looks like, oh wait, was that a misclick? ETC was like right here and then walked back in. That must be a misclick. Or was trying to dodge an ability? OG with, there's an old saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee. We did have 95 actually secure the Trigloff Protector. Picking up 10s first. We do have Blessed Shield. I5. Shield Wall. Archon. And I imagine this will have to be Strafe to help interrupt potentially any. Oh, and Vala being rotated on, being caught out in a very bad spot. Shield going out from the Trigloff Protector, but that's what 9-5 is going to have to be very much aware of, is if you win the Trigloff, which is another reason not to win it, it can leave potentially some of your members on an island. We do have Tom Varian using that amazing wave clear to help soak. So although, and 9-5 got obviously some kills, as far as damage to towers, it's relatively even. Yeah, because you have some damage here. This is down. One of these is down. And this is down. So it's about even. Although 9-5 is slightly ahead. Just under a level. Lucio in a spot to try. Oh, Lucio. But Thrall now in a bad spot, having to use Sunder. We have Sundering, Wave of Force, Bunker Drop, Failing Swipe, and Mosh Pit. That's one of those. Oh, we did have Thrall going down. I thought Thrall was out. The thing about Sundering, Wave of Force, Mosh, and Flailing Swipe is that a lot of counter synergy can happen there. I know many have probably experienced, experienced that situation where ETC moshes, people get sundered out. ETC moshes, people get flail and swiped out. And the classic ETC moshes, and people get wave of forced out as well. I imagine Smoke probably will be very clear in their comms as far as the order of execution. We have Failing Swap being used. Blaze is able to soak, hanging out in that bush. Trying to see if members from 9 to 5 try to rotate. We do have Varian now, which I guess one of the bad... Okay, with... You have Mosh, and there is no interrupt here. So Vala did not go... Lucia does go down, followed with a death to... Sukov and Thrall, but with that initially that was a good engage, but 9 to 5 able to turn around. And with that, we do have 95 now getting about a 2-level lead. And also, to be fair, Smoke does not have the best wave clear, with Blaze being probably the best. The wave clear of, yeah, 9 to 5 is probably better. We have Vala and Tassiter and Joe, with Lucio and the Varian being the weakest. So far, that double tank with a Varian has been working out. We do have Blaze trying to get some value and get to just soak up. I mean, now 16s are online for 9 to 5, and if you're Smoke, you're just backing up here. I mean, all 5 members are at top, and I don't think you want to get caught out. I will say... Oh, wait. Okay. I was going to say, I did see maybe... I think the Wave of Force came out after the slide, which kind of pushed Tassiter back a little bit. That worked out. And so here, this is likely not what you want. Both of your tanks in the Triglav, right? I think you would either keep Joe or Varian. I think probably Joe. And we go ETC looking for the slide. Probably to Mosh, but just outside the range and not able to get the members of 9 to 5. And so they were able to secure the second Triglav. That now XP lead, which was about 2, now only about 1. Varian in a able to sidestep all those engages. I'll say that's not that could have been rough. I guess Varian's a little tanky, but and the rest of the teammates were there. We have something that 9 to 5 has been very good about is picking up all these. Oh, we have Sundry coming out, which separates Johanna for a little bit. Bunker is dropping ETC using Bunker. Lucio with a great interrupt. Very good play by Ferret. One of those that's can be very hard. I will say I'm not a healer main. I've tried to interrupt ETC many times before and probably would and run into the ETC's mosh. So very good job on the part of Ferret to interrupt. I believe it was Ferret. Yeah, because ETC got bumped a bit. I would say I do like the Blaze with the ETC. Kind of helps with some of the weaknesses of ETC being rather squishy, and helping with the engage as well. Was able to get one decent. Oh, we do have Thrall and Blaze. Now it's gonna look like ETC is getting here, but we'll lose too. Oh, we have the taunt going up. But Varian will be going down. The lead back up to about 1.5 for the side of 9 to 5. With 2 forts down. Next objective at the bottom. At least they have a place to go. If they need to run away, if they need to tap. But as I mentioned earlier, Smoke not with the best wave clears. So at this point, the earlier strategy of just pushing. You have a Mosh, but Lucio again. Ferret. Very good. I have to watch that later. Very good follow-up stun on the Blaze from the Sundering. But now, ETC in a very bad spot, getting rather low. Sukov got caught out. Thrall able to do some damage, but now forced to retreat with 4 members of 9 to 5. Given chase, but likely gonna be fine with. And 20s are online for 9 to 5. We do have Death Siphon, Glory to Alliance, Twilight Archon, Mixing Fire, and Blinded by the Light. So right now, I think that got picked up, right? This is Infinite Archon right now. Yeah, it is. So if you're 9 to 5, you're just trying to push while Archon's up. We do have Blaze going for the stun, getting taunted but able then to use Bunker. I think this might stop the push from 9 to 5, at least for now. We do have a top camp. Likely don't think we'll take that top fort. But yeah, if you're now Smoke kind of in a flip-flop situation from last matchup where you need to set up your win condition and gotta get some structures down. We do have Johanna rotating up. Although Johanna, we do have members of 9 to 5 coming in here, but this will be a 4v5 even with being down talent. I guess they didn't see Varian just there. We do have top fort. Actually, I was wrong. I was able to take it down. And also close to 20s. ETC looks like with this next couple, and we do have 20s, and see what we get. We do have Death Metal, Top Off, Repulsion, Burn Notice, and World Breaker. I will say the blink at 20 for Thrall could have been good. If you're able to go in there, we do have that being popped out. If you're able to just blink in there and, you know, with Wind Fury pop that Vala. We do have Blessed Shift being used. Mosh now. ETC, no, he's like, oh no. ETC definitely was trying to just go in there and die. Sukov getting very low, but likely going to be chased down. And with that, a 4 for none in favor of 9 to 5. And with Infinite Archon, I mean, I guess Lucio can go in there. Like, Lucio's pretty useless right now. Looks like they're going mid. I don't think they can end. Question mark. Actually, no, I think, yeah, with Infinite Archon, Vala, a level or 18-minute, and GG has been called. The core melting quickly, and then we have GG game number 3 going for the side of 9-5. So 9-5, able to, for the most part, dominate game number 3. Able to get early objectives and some forts, and early lead, able to set themselves up. That Varian offlane tank worked out. I guess when you have Tacitor and Vala, you're not too concerned, but actually, the Megan Thrall able to put out quite a bit of damage. But you did have Tacitor, Vala. I imagine part of Johanna's damage was being in the Protector. Blaze following that up. As far as healing, we do have Lucy and Stukov relatively close. It feels like it was very difficult for Stukov to kind of sit there and channel. I think one of the bigger challenges is that ETC, like we saw in game 1 with a noob, a rather squishy tank. How many deaths? Yeah, ETC. Well, I mean, overall, he had quite a few deaths on the side of Smoke. As far as Soak, Blaze did a good job of keeping up that Soak, but a lot of times was just having to be away while 9-5 was able to secure the objective. At this point, I'll update the scores and such. So we do have game number 3 won by 9-5. Now moving on to the potential closing matchup of game number 4. Take a quick look at the talents. Overall, we see rather standard. Had initially said that maybe Strafe wasn't the choice against the ETC, but ETC just did not have, or very few times was able to get those moshes off. And with that, I would say definitely the MVP of this particular matchup was Lucio. At least twice late game, Fairy coming through on Lucio with that interrupt. I guess if you have a really good Lucio player, you don't need an interrupt from Bala. Did have Blaze kind of go the standard build as well. Good to see ETC trying to go death metal, but I think was booped out and ended up dying away from 9-5. Didn't get much of a chance to use that particular talent. Well, as we wait for the teams. Looks like we're going to Alterac. It looks like smoke again, so I think practically now each of the maps has been selected by smoke. So this is a map where definitely TLV could get a lot more value. So I'll be curious if Smoke would be maybe willing to invest a potential ban on that. Especially with we're seeing the constant Dehaka bans, which would kind of help counter TLV maybe a little bit. I imagine we're probably going to see the same bans. I'm trying to look at some of the data like I mentioned before. I usually do some homework on the teams. But as a last second kind of pickup, I didn't get the opportunity to. But with that, we are moving into game number 4, pivotal matchup. Potentially for, well, actually both teams, obviously 9-5 able to then secure their win versus Smoke, or if Smoke can extend this to a game number 5. Obviously, as a fan of the game and a caster, we all want to see a game number 5. We do have the Dehaka banned up with the Joe this time. They did ban out the Joe the first couple matches, I believe, and then they didn't ban it the last time, and right away 9-5 scooped it up. Well, with that Junkrat again, and finally, Smoke said no more Lucio for you, Ferret. As I mentioned, likely Ferret would say the MVP of the last matchup, especially being able to interrupt the ETC moshes. And just like I said, I imagine this would be a map where TLV would definitely get a lot more value than on towers. And maybe recognize it that potentially it would be a third ban. We do have 9-5 picking the early TLV, which does allow
I stand ready.
Smoke to kind of respond to it. But a little bit more challenging when it's a lot larger map. You're not going to be able to have someone who can easily make rotations between 3 lanes.
For the Nexus.
And then Orphea, which was banned consistently in the previous 3 matches by Smoke, wasn't banned and now was available, so picked up on the side of 9 to 5. Followed up with Anduin, which was also banned. Obviously, Smoke maybe in a pick your poison situation. We do have the noob ban. We did see that in game number 1, although a noob, again, rather squishy, got popped quite a few times in that matchup. We're probably opting not to have to deal with that. Imagine this is a Blaze. No, it's a Brightwing. Obviously, Brightwing, an overall solid healer. We have Falstad, which was... No, that was banned by Smoke last matchup. And Hogger. Typically, Hogger is either an insta ban or insta first pick, particularly in this map. That very strong and single camp that we have on this particular map. And Garrosh, and there's that Zul'jin that was banned out by Smoke on Volskaya. So a very high octane as far as DPS, if they can get to you, right? Obviously, Arthur has to be rather close, put out that damage, but with the Garrosh, should be relatively safe. And we have a white main who is very good against blow up. So overall, I like both of these. These are both very good comps. I obviously like the Vikings coming out. It's always nice when you make that prediction potentially, especially after seeing game 1. With that, we'll see you in game number 4. And I did it again! No! This is so bad. Anyways. Yes, I muted again. I did it. Okay. I even put a note on my screen to unmute Mac. I think I just get distracted because when I'm doing my intermission kind of switch, I'm watching what's going on there. And as soon as that switches, I then switch right away and start talking, and then just completely forget about it. I'll do the introductions again this time, because last time I missed 2 already. So we have Chromage on the Diablo, XX Lunatic XX on the Whiteman, Renji on the Vala, Baby Will on the Hogger, MGH on the Felstad. I say Chromage on the Diablo already, yeah. With Mark on Dolgen, Ferret on the Anduin, Zombie on the Orphea, Mike Ike on TLV. God, this is so bad. But even though we have a scuffed stream with a caster that forgets to unmute themselves between intermission, it's still better than not getting cast, right? I blame not having my tablet. So I usually have a tablet where I can mute myself through the system. And so I broke my tablet and I'm having to just manually mute my mic. So that's the excuse I'm going with. So I was saying earlier, this is definitely a map where TLV is going to get a lot more value. Obviously, Falstad with that global is going to try to be able to kind of slow down maybe the soak and maybe put pressure on TLV and actually able to get some push bottom. We'd have both teams turning out that very powerful siege camp, and now the wave hitting core and getting quite a bit of value. Also being able to secure, and so again, here's where now TLV able to get soak in all 3 lanes. And if you're 9 to 5, you're just gonna play that matchup of we slowly soak, get some channel, walk away. I think this time did Eric go? Yeah, Eric did go the Invis talent, so Eric will be able to kind of maybe hide around the objective, and then with that be able to maybe secure the objective with about half a level lead on the side of... Yeah, it's even better entertainment value. Are you saying it's even better that when I'm muted, or is it just entertainment funny that I keep on doing this? With both teams again going to their siege camps, and again, similar to Volskaya, you see a lot of teams kind of do this. We're just going to try to outsoak the other team and get to 10 first and then secure the objective. So that's something else that you do see here. And again, like now we see, you know, TLV be able to get that value bot while Augur, I guess. Oh, Deadco didn't blasting powder. Okay. I guess against a TLV, that's gonna get some value, but did go the on the prowl and Augur, so I guess you. Interesting choice, but I guess it could work out. We do have 10s online for both teams. Being secured on the side of 9 to 5. We do have Light Bomb Warlord's challenge with Diablo actually being taunted and thrown in by the with a follow-up from the Orphea, but does go down. Lots of ults being used there, and Diablo does go down. Doesn't have full souls, so full timer, but still relatively early. Orphea being tossed in. We have Crushing Jaws and Taz Dingo, and then on the side of Smoke, we do have Shockwave, Mighty Gust, Rain of Vengeance, Scarlet Ages, and Lightning Breath. Falstad maybe recognizing that could get collapsed. Oh no, though the towers were there, I don't think it would be very easy for, especially with Gust, for 9-5 to kind of dive that tower. We do see now, I mean, 9-5 can just threaten to take a boss, and then with that, force a response from Smoke, and all the while we do have Vikings just soak all the different lanes. We already see this about a level lead. Although we did have two members of Smoke trying to take that camp. Caster, big dum dum, yes, indeed. Like I said, I blame this on the fact that I don't have my tablet. I guess, oh yeah, they recognize that bottom camp was being taken, and then now both teams commit to the opposite side bosses. But again, the problem being that you have to invest, 4 of your team to do that, and you do as well for the side of 9-5, but 9-5 is able to soak all 3 lanes at the same time as well. We're still seeing just about a level lead from the side of Nine to 5, and we now have the next objective being at the bottom. Gets a little bit of value from the boss, and oh, actually, the bottom boss got cleared rather quickly. A little bit better for the side of 9-5, getting about half, but that was also with the objective, so I think technically the Smoke boss got a little bit more value. But we do see that Lightning Breath used, but Garrosh able to use. Oh, very nice pull by Ferret. Fortunately for Garrosh, being right on the other side of that wall where Anduin can use that pull to get the Warlord out. Oh, the War Chief. We have the flank by very good Gust on the light bomb target. We do see Taz Dingo being used. Wyman did go down. Hogger able to get away. We do have a 1 for 0.5, right? 1 for exchanging for 0.5. But without a healer, Smoke forced to retreat and also to take care of that siege camp down mid. All the while, again, he'll be able to get that soak. You have Hawker now trying to get that camp out to help with the mid push, at least for a little bit. We do have a little bit of time left. Falsa does get here, but it's only 2 members of Smoke, and with about seconds left in the channel, we have a toss, taunt, light bomb combo. Zul'jin does go down. Members of with follow with 40. We have Lightning Breath now being used. Were they able to? Yeah, they were able to secure with only 1.1 seconds left. Very good. play on the part. Oh, the toss on Vala does go down though. That's unfortunate. We do have Diablo trying to engage on the Orphea, but gets comboed with the crushing jaws. White Ming very low, being chased by the Orphea. Obviously, White Ming with very few mobility, not able to get away. Now Faust out really low, and with that, 9-5 is going to be able to secure the second objective. And again, all the while, POV at top, and that was a 16-15 engage, and so very rough situation. God, I do think this is one of the better skins in the game. What is it? There you go. That zoom in. The animation of Eric is one of the funniest of the TLV. So now we see again the power of TLV. Now you have 4 members being able to push one lane while you're having the TLV being able to soak the others.
Our cavalry sacrifice will not be in vain. The frost wolves are finished.
This time around, TLV only having 1 death so far. We did see in game number 1, Smoke was able to farm the Laos Vikings quite a bit on cooldown, it seemed. We have both teams getting their respective siege camps out with that. Kind of recognizing that you're going to be rotating to the nearest boss, and both teams do that. Eric trying to scout out, be a nuisance. This boss should be able to take this town, the top fort down, but yeah, if you're Smoke, you have to respond to this, especially with the Viking there. This may take it down, maybe. It's a broad 15-minute boss, so it's not going to be too powerful. Diablo did a very good job of trying to stall the minion waves, but we do see 9-5 take advantage that they see all 5 members, or yeah, 5 members of Smoke down there, and they're actually gonna push. I'm actually surprised this doesn't reveal. Oh no, we have Vala did go in, but able to use Rain of Vengeance to stop. We do have 20s online for 9-5 with Variant's Legacy, Death Wish, Fury of the Storm, Amani Resilience, and looks like Orpheus holding. I do like this play by Falside, trying to get some soak and some structured damage. Oh, this one at top also has only about 1200 health. We have an engage. I mean, actually, Anduin does go down with a follow-up from the Augur on Garrosh. And just like that, we see that Eric trying to... I mean, this is worth it, even if you die. But, yeah, you're not going to get Eric. They were able to stop the channel, but even with that, you they would have to run at this right away with a 50-second timer for the objective. Diablo's going to get there, but likely won't get started. And we do have one of the Vikings go down, but looks like Garrosh should maybe get there in time. Might be a little rough, but if you're... Oh, we do see with Vikings making that push bot, Falstad forced to respond to that. Oh, actually just back to try to get health, I believe. We do have now 20s online with Power Spike, Wind Tunnel, Acrobat, Scarlet Crusade, and Orphea getting picked out by Vala. Hellstorm now being used by Diablo. I imagine Gust goes out here. Yeah, you have to use Gust. Or was it used already? Oh, there you go. Oh, that little bit of counter synergy there. If that Gust was against this wall here, into that Lightning Breath, probably get all the members of...
You cannot defeat the Frostwolf clan.
95 there. So sort of fortunate or unfortunate if you're Smoke that counter synergy happened there. But at least for the side of... Oh no, Diablo does dive under the tower and pays the price, but that's souls. Oh, Valsa does get stunned. And I guess now we're seeing the opposite, where Vikings are very strong, but there's this minor... we do have a pause, it looks like. We'll move over to our intermission real quickly. But yeah, for the most part, very solid effort so far by 9 to 5, but looks like a couple members having issues. Technical issues. But as I was saying earlier, TLV obviously showing its strength on this particular map, but also on the side of Smoke, you have Vala being able to continually get stronger as the match goes on. We did have Vala go Q build, Puncturing Arrow. As we saw in that earlier engage, or that duel by Vala and Orphea, one of the limitations of Orphea, if you're not able to kind of follow up on your Q and hit your combos, especially against a Vala, you're kind of helpless. So as we saw, we did have Smoke being able to secure that objective, and with that, the lanes were pushed quite a bit, so it'll likely be that, you know, they'll be able to, with at least Vikings, you know, get some response to all lanes, but likely will be a very good opportunity. We also had, looks like, a couple members of Smoke. Kick W will arrive. With that, I'll take a couple seconds break too, as well, as we wait for all the members to be back. looks like everyone's back. So obviously a very good opportunity for Smoke to get back in this game. You have most of the members of 9 to 5 responded to the top, but even with that, not getting too much value. Part of that being with the lanes of Smoke being pushed back a little bit, but we do see now Smoke looking like they were trying to bait, but oh man, that boss just getting deleted by that Vala. I think they're gonna be seen by that. Yeah, I think they got seen by that. I think they're likely gonna try maybe to. I don't think they get there. Not as fast, but still with the Zul'jin and Orphea, the boss does go down. We do have Smoke responding by taking that siege camp as well. Looks like Falstad was going to make a push, but then opted to back out. We do have the members of 9 to 5 doing a pretty good job of getting rid of that boss. Does about half damage. I think it looks like it. I imagine this boss is not going to get. Gets the tower. Very good defense on the part of Smoke. Do have TLV though, doing TLV things. This is probably maybe a stage of the match where you just need TLV to come with the team. I mean, they do have the sun from Olaf. Falstad looking for the gauge on Garrosh. Garrosh able to use Unstoppable. Does also get pulled. Very good job again by Ferret. I do like the thinking by Smoke there, but not quite able to get that angle. It looked like 9 to 5 was recognizing that probably was going to be the situation and able to instead back out. We do see 9 to 5 do the siege camp, but trading that for the channel. Not sure if that's what you want. We do have Lightning Breath come out, and as no Taz Eagle being popped up, but Diablo does go down. Vala gets tossed, but able to get away, but will be going down. And now Hogger trying to peel for the white main. Looks like they do get away, but with 3 members of Smoke down, doesn't look like they'll be able to stop that. And with that, we will have what likely will be a very challenging defense at 22 minutes. And if I try to get rid of this middle keep, and then now with 2 keeps gone, we do have Hogger. Oh, having to use power spike to get away. But now, I mean, we don't even need, not even waiting for the objective. It looks like now this is it. We do have Falstad trying to. Gust being used will buy some time, but it looks like before even the objective gets her. Nine to 5 able to secure game number 3 in the series. goes to 9 to 5. Very good set by both teams. Let me update everything before we get going with everything else. But we do see, again, illustrating the power of TLV. We had a little hiccup there late game, but 9 to 5 able to recover and be able to get some engages that were worthwhile. Late game, we did see Smoke going for it, trying to get an engage of from Falstad into the wall. But ultimately, that didn't work out. And 9 to 5 able to turn around and secure the not only the objective, but I think actually the kills they secured were more important and go straight to core. So with that, let's see if I can get in one of these lobbies to get an interview. I always have to select when their team should be able to join. I guess one of these works. Looking at the overall output, we did see Vala able to do a lot of bit damage, but the combo of Orphea and Zul'jin, at least together, were able to counter that. As far as healing Anduin to put out the damage, or damage and healing. As far as Soak, Vikings having 51,000, we are joined by Ferret.
Hey.
And first of all, congrats on winning this playoff matchup. How are you feeling?
Well, thank you, first of all, and we're feeling pretty good. It was actually pretty stressful match. It was very competitive, I'd say.
Yeah, I think maybe one matchup in particular may not have been as competitive, but overall, all three were pretty much almost down to the wire when it came to this series. And so, looking at some of the history, I believe you did indeed beat them 2-0 in the regular season, correct?
Yes.
And so, with that in mind, how do you approach, that mindset? I think I always ask the teams, say, I think it's always difficult to kind of go into a playoff scenario and then playing again a team, even if you beat them 2-1 or if you beat them 2-0, you have to be very aware, right? I think in Division A, practically all the lesser seeds, right, the lower seeds beat the higher seeds, at least so far,
Oh yeah,
correct?
we noticed that, and that did kind of shock us and worry us a little bit. Like if the pattern continues, that's it's gonna knock us out and kill our dreams. But
Yeah.
um,
And
yeah.
obviously, Smoke made a statement with that game number 1 on Towers. There, I did like that you pulled out the TLV. However, we saw that Smoke had a really good strategy and was able to deal with TLV, and it, especially in the map that's not as big, weren't really able to get as much value. And again, Smoke was able to just kind of respond to TLV really well, and you weren't able to get as much value, and ultimately was able to secure that first win. So, thinking about what we just said with the in Division A, the other teams, the upper division or the upper seeds losing, and that game 1 happens and you lose, how do you regroup there?
I'd like to hand that if the team captain Radicus is in here. Ooh, fitting.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, there you
I
go.
am here. Yeah.
Ask that question off to him.
The answer is we really looked at it, and then they left Lucio open, and we really said, all right, run it back. It did not affect our mental as much as I thought it would. That last game was kind of nail biting. I mean, the second game is what I should have said. At the very end, that was nail biting for sure.
Yeah.
And I'd like to mention too, that I was playing Lucio, and I'm sure that they put a lot of thought into that comp that they were running because it was really hard to go in and actually try to help anybody because there is so much stuff coming out like the thrall root, the Deckard sleep that if I go in there and I get caught by one thing, it seems like I just get or anybody on our team just gets CC'd forever. So that was a very good comp
Yeah.
that
I
I
think
felt.
that game one, obviously against a Diablo and you're fighting against walls. That's not what you want to do, right? And so in game number two, you were able to kind of flip it around and secure that win. And so I noticed that pretty much for the first three matches, practically the same bans occurred. And so now with game two, we move on to game three, and it was Volskaya. And in that particular map, I will have to say, I called it out in the stream when you look back at it. I have to say that that particular match, Ferret on the Lucio, you're the MVP. You definitely were able to get in there, interrupt those ETC moshes, I think at least twice that I recall. And I'll give you
Yeah, really,
credit.
really cool.
I have played Lucio. I have tried to do interrupt, and it's like this very small range, right? Where,
Yeah.
especially as a Lucio, you can kind of overstep it, and you're also dancing. So, kudos to you, and that definitely helped make life difficult for ETC to get those engages, and you then with that able to secure game number three to go up 2-1, leaving up to this last matchup on false on Alterac Pass. And right away I called it at the beginning. I was like, I wonder if they're gonna pull out that TLV, because this is definitely the map where you get value on TLV versus on towers. And so was that right away something you were thinking about doing on Alterac Pass?
If you wouldn't mind, I think it's something we think about doing every single game, every single match. When we go into a lobby, we go, are we gonna play Lost Vikings, even if it doesn't make sense?
Yeah, we think highly of our offlaner and his Lost Vikings ability. I think he's one of the best, and we just when we saw Alterac, we were thinking, yeah, let's do Vikings. We're gonna make it work. Um, and we just focused on having like a strong four man. And I also want to backtrack a little bit to the Volskaya game and our offlane Varian. It's something that
Mm-hmm.
we had practiced a couple of times um, on that map specifically, and we were happy to pull it out, and it just got a lot of value, just denying damage and surviving for so long. It really makes it easier to play Lucio when you have like two beefy or any amount of beefy boys, soaking up that damage.
Yeah, and at first I was wondering, is this going to be a smash or is this going to be a twin blades? And so I definitely, when I first I was like, wait, this is a taunt, and but if you win the objective, then soak isn't as big of an issue, right? And so I did see that you were able to, obviously with the variant and a Joe, very difficult for an ETC to kind of engage safely, right? You step in, you get taunted, you get blessed shield, you're just blown up. And so yeah, definitely that variant pick I did like seeing, because kind of out of the box thinking that typically you don't see often. Um, but with that, we're moving on to the kind of final kind of minutes or last couple sequences on Alterac Pass. Again, TLV getting a lot of value in that particular map. And so there was one situation late game where it kind of seemed the momentum, switched. And so I think there was little technical issues that happened there and such. But then again, maybe for those who are watching and who are fans of the game, how do you go about again approaching this? We were winning, and then now we're not. We're now kind of in our heels. How do we regroup and go forward with trying to get yourself in a position to win?
I don't think we ever thought we lost momentum, to be honest. That was a bad fight, and then we were like, okay, let's go kill them now.
That's a very good mindset. And so I think, especially with HOTS, we know how it can be very much. We're winning the whole time. We're winning the whole time. Oh, it's late game deaths and 60-second deaths, and we lose, right?
Yeah, and I think it's very much like yeah, we made a very much a bad play. It was me and Alex, captain here, Alex, getting caught out. Hubris on our part. But once it happened, we were just thinking as a team, like, okay, that went very bad. But are we losing? No, we're not. Let's just figure out how to win.
Great, I like that. Keeping your composure. I think something that sometimes it's difficult, right? Because you just kind of see it. But I guess it's a little bit easier when you're up, right? So that yes, I think if you would have been losing, the opposite. If you were down 1-2, right, it might have been a little bit more challenging because you're thinking maybe this is it, right? Anyways, you were able to kind of at the last kind of channel at the last kind of objective at the end, able to kind of flip it around. Also with the foul set, obviously foul set picked wind tunnel. Were you communicating that whole time, like, hey, we got to watch for this wind tunnel?
Verbally, no, but we have encountered that like as a team, like played against it, and so I think we were just kind of intuitively were prepared. Like there was one wind tunnel where it separated us from the garage, and he used his unstoppable, and he was able to position himself in a like just enough for me
Yes.
to pull him back.
I think you had two very good pulls that were just like that, where Garrosh was at the other side of the wall, and you were able to pull Garrosh to safety. So, uh, if you didn't have the pull, or if you weren't able to reach, right, that obviously likely a dead Garrosh.
Oh, definitely. Oh yeah, they made a good play. Just we were able to pull off the save there, and we're always communicating. I've been playing with the Garrosh there, the tank our tank player for several years now. So we have that psychic, telepathy, that
That
coordination.
that synergy, right? That
Yeah,
chemistry.
we're like basically lovers, except for he won't kiss me, and you know.
Well, definitely after being saved twice, you should at least give a little kiss on the cheek, right? But with that, I think now you're gonna be. Do you know who's gonna be now the team that you're facing? I'm trying to look at the standings.
It's under new management versus Gilly Shark, I think, at Bingo Night. I don't remember. All I know is that out of the we lost our first 3 weeks of games, and uh, two of the people who actually beat us are out of the tournament now. So the only one who has previously beating us is under new management. So what?
Okay, so if this is correct, as it's not already updated on the website, it says that you would be playing Magnitude Epicenter,
Oh, I misread that. You're right.
and so it would be then, I guess, under Noob Management versus Winter is Coming, if that's correct. Obviously, sometimes it's not doesn't show correctly on that, but either way, if that's the case, what are you looking forward towards the match potentially against Magnitude Epicenter? Is that the team you said you lost to already, or
No,
had?
it was under new management.
Okay. So potentially, if you both win out, right, you have a revenge match.
That would be nice.
Well, with that, I'm going to leave you there. At the end, I'm going to open the floor for you to give any shout outs or anything you would like to say to end our cast.
Hey,
I
yo,
have,
shout.
no, go ahead.
You go first, Jared.
Well, I want to give a shout out to my team. We we our name is 9 to 5 for a reason. We try to make it work. We've never really had an opportunity to play together, like all of us. And I've been asking these guys for years now to play with me in NGS. We're finally making it happen. So I'd like to shout them out, and also I'd like to shout out Smoke. They put up. It was a good series. It was fun, and I was stressing out a bit. And that's something, especially when I'm on Lucio. I'm usually in my zone, but there was so much stuff flying out. So that was a very very fun match, very fun series.
All right, for me, I gotta shout out the camp on Alterac Pass. That shit's always up for me. which is, it's always there for me. It has higher uptime than most of my solo queue games, while, my uptime. So it has never failed me once.
Very good. Okay, well, with that, again, congrats on your playoff win. Good luck with the rest of the playoffs with your team, and look forward to watching you on. Now, I think most of the games are now going to be cast on the official NGS Twitch channel. So, good luck with the rest of the playoffs.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, have
Thank
a
you
good
for
one. No problem.
All right.
Okay, with that concludes the cast for this evening. There was one other match. I'm trying to look at I think it started just after this particular match, but our match went a little bit longer. It looks like that match is over already, so I was gonna maybe pass you off to that particular stream on the official NGS website, but it looks like that match is over, so there isn't really an NGS cast that I can pass you off. But I'll leave you off with a little bit of music to enter cast, and with that, thank you very much for joining my stream. I can apologize for my little hiccups with leaving myself muted at the beginning of not one, not two, but 3 matches at least. The first one was probably the worst. In the other 2, I kind of caught my mistake rather quickly. But again, thank you for joining me this evening. My name is Dark Knight. And with that, thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time in the Nexus.